Hello and welcome to the Boston Herald podcast. My name is Harold Lapidus. My very special guest today is Edoardo Genzolini.
Hi
He is the,
there.
did I say it right? He is the
Yes, hey
author
there.
of a couple of really interesting books. This is one of them right here, uh, Teenage Wasteland, The Who at Winterland, 1968 and 1976. And there's another one about Cream, which you have. It's
No,
Clapton,
right
Bruce
here.
Baker. Yep. Sitting on Top of the World, San Francisco, February and March 1968.
Here it is.
Yes. So hello, Eduardo. How
Hey,
you doing over there in Italy today?
I'm pretty fine, thanks. I'm really excited to be doing this. This is my first uh, video interview, actually. So I'm really excited to be doing this.
Yeah, well, I think this. I really wanted to. I was excited about your book when I heard about it, especially because it was done by a fan, and it's not some corporate thing with all the editors and whatever. It's something that you can. It's like the kids are right, like a fan putting it together, and
Hmm.
that's who are really connected to their fans. Um, so it's a great. So the Who book, it's just amazing. You can either just look at it like for the pictures and as like a coffee table book, but there's also a lot of information that people who study the Who will be interested in. So I guess my first question, of course, is who are you?
So I approached this kind of work as a fan. So I'm recognized um, as author, but I'm really uh, an ordinary fan who was in some way dissatisfied with the general offer as far as the Who bibliography goes, and mm, and I wanted to contribute to contribute in some ways to the uh, I mean to expand the general uh, knowledge and perception of the Who,
Mhm.
and uh, and so I thought about uh, approaching this kind of work, this kind of take. So um, archival in depth research
Mhm.
and involving other fans, people who actually were there,
Mhm.
and 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 displaying also also all sorts of archival stuff that I've been digging out in the past. God, like 15 or 17 years, really.
Wow.
Because I really started as a mere teenager, so I was like 15 or something like this, and um, I started conducting this kind of research, which was unwittingly um, aimed to this kind of purpose,
Mhm.
so to the publishing purpose.
Mhm.
Uh, and I got to the point in which uh, I uh, I had gathered so much stuff
Mhm.
uh, from really all over the UK and the US that then I thought it could be appropriate to do something organic about it,
Mhm.
so, just like a book. So here I am.
Yeah, it's an amazing accomplishment. It's really very impressive. And the thing is, you were
Thanks.
born in 1991, which makes you
That's it.
about 33 and a third years old. I'm not
Hmm.
exactly sure how old you are. So how did you get into the Who in the first place?
So my first connection with the Who dates as far back as, again, when I was like well I think even 12 or something like this, when I when I watched the Woodstock film.
Hmm.
I remember it was New Year's Eve, and it was and the film was aired on Italian television,
Hmm.
and I was familiar with the name, with the yeah, so with the name Woodstock, it kind of rang a bell back then.
Hmm.
Even though I wasn't really sure what it was about,
Hmm.
but uh, having been brought up brought up by my parents with the music from the 60s or from the 70s, it was kind of familiar, the name, you know.
Hmm.
So those 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the Who in in the Woodstock film really did me, and I mean, it was that life changing, really.
Uh-huh.
Then yeah, so it went from there as far as I remember. Yeah, I I might have been uh, listened through my father to the Who's Next album
Hmm.
before that, but uh, uh, the uh, the official, let's say, impact was through the Woodstock film, definitely.
Yeah, that was that really catapulted a lot of people who hadn't seen them before into like a whole second wave of Tommy
Yeah,
fanaticism and everything.
yeah.
So uh so your book covers a little bit more, but focuses on 68 and 76 at Winterland.
Right.
Um, do you what is your scope of Who fandom? And do you like, I mean, do you follow all their stuff? Do you follow do you have favorite eras? Do you follow all their solo stuff? Um,
Oh yeah. Well, I consider myself an unusual Who fan. I mean, and I think your question kind of reflects that, because it kind of shows. I mean, in the work that I do, I'm more focused on their work as as a band as a whole.
mhm,
But I really love the Pete Townsend solo stuff, John's solo albums. But I'm much more focused live um, on the live career of the Who, and
mhm.
and especially that between 1967 up to yeah, so 76. So when they finally hit America
Yeah,
in 67.
yeah.
So yeah,
The classic era. Yeah, I think
that's
most
right.
people would say that's
That
that defines
yeah.
them really. Um, so the Who, as I said before, I've always been very appreciative of their fans. So it must have been very rewarding when the Who organization helped promote the book a little bit. Do you have any
Mm.
idea how that all came about?
Well, now I must thank a couple of people here, which is Dermot, that first one, that chap from the no, from London, and my friend, and as a matter of fact, editor to my very first Who book, Jeremy, and so the connection with the Who and with their staff came about mainly thanks to them. So they provided uh, uh, some some contact information, um, and um, and it all went from there. I mean, I sent them and also to Pete Townsend, of course, both books, and the band's entourage was very happy with the a typical take of both books, and so they wanted to promote it because they kind of recognized in a way that this kind of study went beyond what is um, already known about the band, and that for me was the greatest um, the accomplishment ever. I mean, knowing that your work is significant to uh, the subject,
Yeah. Like
that
they
you are
mean, yeah,
studying is
they acknowledge your, it's a validation of everything you've done, and
right. Yeah,
a compliment, so
yeah,
yeah, it must be surreal.
yeah.
um
It was fantastic.
and so you came when you were growing up, so that was like the CD DVD era. Is that how you started listening to their music?
Well, actually, with my parents' LPs, cassettes, uh,
Mhm.
VHS. I'm still that 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 part of that generation who um, tend to know this kind of stuff through the analogic stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah.
um do you collect, I mean, obviously you have a lot of pictures and stuff like that, but do you collect like posters and books? I mean, do you, all that kind of thing? Have you always been a
Yeah,
collector in
so
that way?
posters are kind of expensive, the original ones.
Mhm, yeah, right.
I'm thinking about the Biogram poster poster collection,
Mhm.
and first printings are really, really expensive,
Yeah, yeah,
really below them, really um, over my budget. So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I've been collecting all kinds of photographs, uh, postcards, handbills, and I must thank um, some contributors to both books, which are my friends from San Francisco: Mark Dierkley, Craig Patterson, Nick Schramm, and what you can see especially in the Teenage Western book, uh, is uh, these people's original stuff. So I'm thinking about, well, uh, for instance, uh, this Rare Trio, which is from Winterland.
Hmm.
You see the '68 concert,
Yeah.
and these cassettes, which were made by my other friend Tom Talon, and
Wow.
who gave them uh, um, to Mark Dierkley.
Hmm.
So this is from Fillmore West in San Francisco.
Wow.
Some slides too. I don't know if you can see it through here, but it's supposed to be Pete Townsend at Fillmore West in '68. So it, it's kind of tricky, but
Yeah.
uh,
Well, I mean, for some people, we have to explain what slides even are.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, that's the way we used to look at pictures sometimes.
Also, yeah, this print is from Winterland '68. So it's one of the concepts that
Wow. Yeah.
I cover in my research.
Uh-huh.
It's in his Wasteland book, and so all sorts of things, negatives. So like this Kodak 126,
Wow.
and I was uh, you know when these guys uh, decided to send over to me their stuff, uh, just like that. Uh, I mean, it really threw me for a loop.
Yeah, it's
When
emotional that someone would be that
yeah,
generous with such
yeah,
artifacts from the back in the
it
day.
was something like uh, uh, passing, you know, out like handing down something from one generation to another, and that was the really the best part of this work. It was uh, unimaginably generous from them, and I cherish them so much. So um, I think part of in a big part this kind of work wouldn't have been possible without uh, their help and their trust and their contribution.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've met a lot of I have friendships that've been established through the Who. Like my best friend from college we met
Mhm.
through our love of the Who, and some people that I know here in Boston still. Yeah, I mean, you can really bond with people over music and
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. Especially when um, you've been dreaming and you know about that kind of uh, place and time
mm,
uh, in your teenage years, and then you get to meet those who were really there, and they kind of approve what you're doing, and
mhm.
they send you their personal stuff. I mean, this is uh, things that they have made, and yeah, that was so emotional when it happened. It was really fantastic.
Um, so it's a book like this, you know, probably couldn't have been done like decades ago, aside from the communication and before the
Mhm.
internet and all that. Just the idea that you can get a book published. Can you talk a little bit about the journey of your idea of having a book and then getting it published in 5 minutes or less?
Yeah,
You
so
take
as I
your
said
time.
before, uh, if I if I approached this kind of work like 3 or 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it it really wouldn't have been possible because uh, it's that it's really the result of a research of a lifetime, really, of near, nearly 20 years of research, uh, which was again um, unwittingly uh, um, perpetrated for this kind of purpose. So um, the amount of time that I put into this kind of thing uh, was uncountable. Really, is was uh, it really was a labor of love, and
You can tell.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and it couldn't have been otherwise. So yeah, so that's it. That's basically what there is to it. So
And so yeah, so you had so the public the it's published by who's it published by? What's the company's name?
well, yeah, it's that Schiffer Publishing.
Right. And how did that negotiation go? Were they
Well, after after the very first manuscript uh, was done with, I started to I started to send proposals,
Mhm.
and I had the lucky so it was really a stroke of luck, or maybe synchronicity. I don't know how to call it, but
Mhm.
uh, I, re I remember when Schiffer got back to me saying that what became my editor, Bob, sent me this email. So, hi there, Edoardo, nice to meet you. You sent the proposal to the right publisher because I'm a Who fan since 1975. So,
Perfect.
yeah, so that was a real stroke of luck. I mean, uh, so so many so many lucky so many lucky happenings have been sprinkling around my study of the Who. So
Mhm.
this is a really lucky subject for me. It was really great to work at.
Um, and can you talk a little about the Cream book as well?
Mm.
The How was it similar or different than putting the Who book together?
So so they're both of San Francisco,
Hmm.
and so Cream was the other band which uh, really influenced me the most as a musician. I'm a bass player formerly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was so much influenced by Jack Bruce, and so my my love for Cream went sort of together with the one for the Who, and the reason why I wanted to cover their gigs in San Francisco was because uh, so there are I think multiple reasons for that. I've been so I grew up watching films which are set in San Francisco, such as uh, 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 mm, for instance, the Conversation by by Francis for Coppola,
Mhm.
uh, 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 or Bullet, or Dirty Harry,
Mhm.
and so I kind of grew up with that. Um, the, I I kind of grew up with that imagery
Mhm.
in a way,
Yeah.
and I was really fascinated with uh, the city's landscapes and the architecture too.
Mhm.
And there was this saying that said that San Francisco is for architecture as much as Hollywood is for acting or something like this.
Oh.
So yeah,
Oh.
I was really uh, 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 fascinated really with that. And the other reason is the is Big Grand's uh, ballroom scene, and
Mhm.
mm, I was so much fascinated with those venues. I mean, they felt like uh, well, they looked like something really special. And so there are many reasons uh, to my decision to focus on the San Francisco uh, shows of both bands. Maybe those are given the positive circumstances in which those concerts took place. Maybe those are the concerts in which each band really, really gave their best, and it really shows. Take for example the Live at the Fillmore LP from Wheels of Fire by Cream, and also if you listen to the bootleg recordings that I discovered of the Who playing in San Francisco, there really is something special and unusual in their playing there. So you can feel, you can gather that there is really something special about that context. So
yeah, because I mean, and like with the Beatles, like from 63 to 66, swinging London, 67, and then they kind of focused on with the San Francisco scene. That's where everything kind of changed, where people were improvising, they're like experimenting, just different bills, like the Who would be on the same bill with like Miles Davis or somebody, just like something that you can't even today, I mean, you wouldn't get something like that. All these legends, and
right.
that was just a very like an amazing time. Yeah, even though I'm older than you, I'm not old enough to have experienced all that, and I was jealous of that even when I was a kid. All right, so I'm gonna just arbitrarily just show some pages from this book.
Okay.
Just so people can see what's up, what it's like.
Yeah, so these are taken in the Continental Lodge, which is which used to be located on. So let me remember. It was in so in San Francisco, but it was in the Marina District on Van Ness and Filbert. Yeah. It's no longer there, of course, but yeah. So there's are some private shots that depict the band before their Winterland appearance in '68.
Some live shots. Just like it's amazing. I mean, obviously, today everyone, if they allow cameras in a show, your phones in a show, you can take pictures. But in those days, you have to get film and camera and be up close or get a zoom lens or something. I mean, these there's just so many amazing things. Plus, there's plenty to read about too. If you want to really delve into it. So yeah, this book I can't recommend it highly enough. It's just amazing, and I'm glad I got this to virtually meet you. Have you ever been to the States at all?
Yeah, I've been just before COVID. In 2019, I went to San Francisco just for research and to meet Mark and the other people that I mentioned before. In San Francisco, then in Los Angeles.
And did it live up to your dreams and expectations?
Yeah. And I would really love to visit also the East Coast, and yeah. So
well, I'm in Massachusetts, so hopefully if you're over here, just let me. If you're coming here, just let me know. Got a spare bedroom if you need a place to stay. And do you have any upcoming projects you can talk about, or are they?
So it's not official yet, but I'm working on 2 projects on Woodstock and Altamont. And yeah, I still need to figure out the take for the second one, but I'm pretty sure that the Woodstock project is going to be a thing. So I've just discovered uh, many uh, never seen before professional photos which were taken both uh, uh, in the audience, on stage, backstage,
Wow.
and they really need to be seen. So I'm going to do something about Woodstock, giving it the same take, more or less, that I've given to my previous books. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Cool. Well, that'll be awesome. If you want to come back when that's out, I'll
sure,
gladly have you on here again.
sure, I'd love to.
And all right. Well, everyone go buy the book. Is it, I guess you can get it anywhere that you can get books. Anywhere in
Yeah,
particular you wanted to promote, or just like anywhere on the internet, just go buy it. Just buy it anywhere, I guess, right?
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Eduardo. This has been fun. Hopefully this helps.
Thanks so much, really, and I was really looking forward to this.
So was I. And yeah, so everyone go buy the book. And we'll, I guess that's it. We will talk to you later.
Okay, okay. Thanks so much, then.